We saw
Annabelle Creation. So Annabelle Creation is the sequel to the original Annabelle movie. This one is directed by David Sandberg and stars a plethora of wonderful people and a scary doll, a very scary doll.
I guess it's the prequel, right?
It is the prequel. Madison, I gotta tell you, the first Annabelle I thought was absolutely horrible. How about you?
I get scared at everything, so it was
That's
scary
true.
for me.
It was scary, but it was also scary in a movie sense as well.
Just dolls in general, like, no
sense.
thank you.
That's true. Dolls are scary.
I was really into the movie in the beginning.
Yeah.
Like, everything was going smoothly. Cinematography, I feel like I say this every time. Cinematography was great.
It actually was good. I was very impressed with some of the cinematography. There are a couple shots in there, but we'll get to
That's
that
for
later.
the bad.
Okay.
The acting for me was good. It was really
good.
good. Sometimes I feel like you have a hard time with younger people making it seem real, like young actors and actresses. My third, I thought the directing was good.
So for me, this movie did a very good job at building tension, and that's something that a lot of horror movies, they do an okay job at, but I feel like David Sandberg took chances here, chances that I'm not going to say I've never seen in a horror movie before, but he executed all of the shots very well. I thought the acting, like you, was really, really solid, especially from these young girls. Overall, I will say the acting was good, and the execution was good.
If you like jump scares, then this is the movie for you.
I think this is the reason that I'm going to recommend this movie for horror fans, because something that the first Annabelle movie did not do is they did not execute on scares. They did not execute on jump scares. They did not execute on really scaring me at all. It may scare you, but you get scared at a lot of stuff.
I remember the first Annabelle, literally the doll was just sitting on the bed and I was screaming in the theater.
They did nothing creative, and that's what I really wanted from an Annabelle movie.
So horror fans, I don't know. I don't know if I would actually recommend it to them, because this is definitely something that they've seen before.
They have seen this before, but I think the real star of this movie is David Sandberg. I think he did a great job at elaborating what he wanted us to see and what he wanted us to feel. He built, and it does build tension through music, which is what you see in all horror films, but just the way that he shot some of the things and the way that some of the certain characters interacted, I think that was because of him, and I think the reason that this movie does slightly succeed is because of how good of a director he is. He killed it with Lights Out, and I think he did it, while I don't think I like this as much as Lights Out, I think he did a good job at bringing Annabelle back and getting her on the right track. That rhymed. Oh man, this script is so cliched and generic, and I don't know if David Sandberg had anything to do with it, but this just every time a character would get into a situation, they would do exactly what you expect them to do in a horror movie, and I don't
Stupid
like that.
stuff.
I like in The Conjuring and in The Conjuring 2 even, I like when characters do things that you do not expect. And I expect these characters to walk towards the closet, and I expect, even though it's stupid, like why would you ever do that? I would never be out of there. But I expect these characters to do the things they did, and nothing surprised me in that sense. Now, there are some scares that surprised me, some of the imagery surprised me, some of the other imagery I thought was cheesy, while the scares were really good at building when you get to the payoff. Now, there were some good payoffs, but when you get to the payoffs that I think we're both thinking of, we kind of laughed. We may or may not have laughed at some of the imagery. She was cracking up, and she was horrified the entire movie, which is a testament to the directing. But when you get to the payoffs, I could have done better with the imagery, I thought.
The music, the sound, like, generic.
We've heard it before. See, we're spoiled, though, because we're used to the music and the score in The Conjuring, which I think is iconic at this point.
Well,
and
even I was saying, sorry, in the car, Insidious.
Yeah, Insidious is another example of how they built up differently than using music. In this movie, they use music to build up, but it's not like really good creative music. It's the generic horror music, and I wasn't impressed. Why in the world, if you have an evil doll, and this is in the trailers, if you have an evil doll living in your house, why would you let a group of young girls come and stay in your house? That storyline, while it was resolved later in the end and you got to learn more about that, which I appreciated a lot, that storyline in general, why are these girls, I get it, they're trying to make up for their flaws of the past, but if you have an evil doll living in your house, there's always a good chance of that thing escaping, and why would you let a group of young children come and stay inside that house? That's just, I mean, they deserve to be eaten alive after that, because it's treachery.
I'm scared,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna go towards the scary noise. Like,
That happens so often in this movie, and these are the bravest children I think
Oh.
I've ever seen in my life. They just, no remorse, man. If there was a noise, they were going towards it no matter what. And the sad thing is, that is what you expect, and I hate the expected. I predicted a lot of this movie. It was very predictable.
I'd say the only way I would recommend people seeing this movie is if you're a fan of The Conjuring.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
because it's kind of cool when they tie stuff together.
These cliched, big budget horror movies that try to rip off The Conjuring, nowadays you go in and you come out completely, absolutely disappointed, and they're usually terrible. This movie was not terrible. This was not a complete disappointment. While I expected more because it's in the Conjuring universe,
I agree.
it was significantly better than the first one, and it at least made me walk out saying, you know what? This director has a very, very solid future.
Okay, so scores. My score is going to have to be a 68%. I'm going to give it that score because, yeah, it was fresh score, wasn't crazy great, so 68 sounds about right for me.
Yeah, that's a great score. I mean, 68 is a lot better than the first Annabelle, especially for me. I'm going to give this movie a 62%. Let's go 62%. I am just in the fresh range. Every time this movie built up to something that I really wanted it to be, it kind of crashed for me. And because there was so much good and so much bad, I can't give this a super fresh score, but I am going to give it a fresh score because it's definitely worth watching, and it's one of the better horror movies of the year. So what did you guys think of Annabelle Creation? We both liked it. We both recommend it. Would you guys go and watch this in a theater and get scared to death? Thank you guys for liking, commenting, and subscribing.
Just a reminder, guys, if you don't have the Stardust app yet, you need it. You can review and react to movies.
Yeah, it's super
Austin's
simple.
on there.
I'm on there, up to 30-second reviews.
If he can do it, then anybody can.
That's very true. It's up to 30-second reviews. You can give it a 5-star rating, and it's like as soon as you see a movie, you can react to it. The app makes it super simple. You guys should go on there, check it out. Follow me before you follow anybody else, because I mean, I'm the greatest, right?
And with that, what's done is done. We're out
That
of
is
here.
not what I said. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will catch you later.